Most world maps present a finished, static reality of blue oceans and green land. But the physical planet is rarely that orderly, and it often operates through hidden systems that those maps don't show. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon flows the Chennai Tempishka. This river runs for nearly 4 Niles, with water temperatures reaching up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, near the boiling point. It is hot enough to cook alive any animal unfortunate enough to fall in. Geologically, this shouldn't happen. Water this hot requires a volcano, yet this area is 400 miles from the nearest active zone. Instead, the heat is buried. Deep fault lines allow groundwater to sink, become superheated, and shoot back to the surface at lethal temperatures. This river shows that surface temperatures aren't always dictated by obvious volcanoes. Instead, the Earth's internal heat can find its way up through subterranean fault systems that we are only beginning to map in detail. We often treat the surface of the ocean as the floor of the world. In reality, sea level acts as a roof, obscuring the largest topographical features on the planet. This topographical map of the Pacific Ocean strips away the water to reveal a vast landmass. This is Zealandia. It is a fully recognized submerged continent, covering an area almost twice the size of India, with only New Zealand and New Caledonia breaking the surface. Zealandia was once part of a larger supercontinent before it fractured and broke away from the Australian coast 85 million years ago. Over time, tectonic stretching thinned the crust, causing the entire landmass to slowly sink. Just as the oceans hide sunken continents, they also contain hidden currents. Deep beneath the Black Sea flows an active, fast-moving underwater current that moves enough volume to be the 6th largest river in the world. This is driven by water density. Highly salty, heavy water from the Mediterranean Sea spills through the Bosphorus Strait and flows rapidly beneath the lighter, fresher water of the Black Sea. This heavy water carves out deep channels, complete with its own riverbanks and rapids. Human cartography often has a surface bias. Understanding the true shape of the planet requires looking past sea level to the structures buried beneath. The physical shape of the land often acts as a funnel, trapping weather systems into violent, high-intensity cycles. Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela is the most electrically active place on the planet. It produces up to 28 lightning flashes every single minute, a phenomenon that occurs for 260 days out of the year. This atmospheric engine is fueled by the local topography. Warm, humid trade winds from the Caribbean blow into the basin and become trapped by the freezing peaks of the Andes Mountains, creating the perfect conditions for constant electrical storms. Moving from the equator to the Siberian interior reveals a different kind of extreme. In Oymyakon, Russia, winter temperatures in this permanently inhabited settlement regularly reach -60 degrees Celsius. Surviving here requires constant adaptation. Residents have to leave their vehicle engines running 24 hours a day. If the engines stop, the oil freezes into a solid block of ice that can't be thawed easily. In these environments, geography acts as an active, hostile force that dictates every facet of human survival. Sometimes, topography and weather intersect to trick the human eye, creating phenomena that seemingly defy physics. On the steep coastal cliffs of the Faroe Islands and Ireland, water frequently appears to flow upward. Instead of dropping into the ocean, the waterfall is blasted back toward the sky. The illusion is a result of wind pressure overpowering gravity. During storms, ocean winds rushing up the cliff face can exceed 100 kilometers per hour, catching the falling water and throwing it backward into a rising mist. Off the coast of Mauritius, there is a much larger visual trick. From the air, the ocean floor appears to crack open into a massive underwater waterfall, plunging straight into a deep abyss. There is no actual drop-off pulling water down. Powerful ocean currents drag bright white sand and silt off a steep underwater shelf, creating the optical effect of a vertical plunge. These illusions demonstrate how invisible forces like wind pressure and underwater currents can temporarily override our basic assumptions about the way the world flows. Ultimately, the Earth is an endlessly shifting machine that is constantly overriding its own surface. Mount Everest stands at the highest elevation on Earth, and it is actively pushing higher into the sky every year. This is driven by tectonic plates. The Indian plate is relentlessly ramming into and subducting under the Eurasian plate. a collision that forces the Himalayas upward and causes Everest to grow by about 4 millimeters annually. While the mountains rise, the Maldives are being slowly erased. The entire nation is incredibly flat, with a maximum elevation of just 2.4 meters. Even a slight rise in global sea levels threatens to submerge these islands entirely. The borders and shorelines on our maps are not permanent features. They are merely temporary snapshots of a planet that is never done changing its shape.